Now we're going to fit the idler bearing assembly. In your kit you'll find a couple of sets of flange bearings. These actually fit in face to face with the flanges on the outside. Some people have said they don't like that, they prefer a cup tooth pulley as the idler, but with this type of small belt it doesn't really matter. Get your rat tail file again, the one you've used, and actually file a centre hole, but this time not clearance on the screw, just to make it round, and push the point of the file into the matching hole on the opposite side. That way the centre hole is aligned with the other hole. Get your screwdriver. These are great, insertable tip type, magnetic. They're very cheap now, about 12 bucks for a set, and you can't go wrong. Screw your screw in, so it's actually now starting to cut a thread in the plastic. Screw it all the way up into the mating part there. 3 or 4 threads will be enough. Then back it out so you've got enough room to fit a bearing through. Working this way is easier. If you look at the manual, they've got washers and screws and nuts, and they're not in the kit. I had no washers that size in the kit at all. So the method I'm using, and you may run out of nuts at the end, it is the M3 nut. Put on all the way to the bottom. So you've got 2 to the bottom, right in your bearing, drop it over. Nut AF size across the flats for a M3 nut is 5.5 millimeters. Most of your spanner sets come in 5 and 6 millimeters. I've got a 5.5 out in the workshop. 1564, 1364 spanner, and that's close. You actually hold 2 nuts with the 1 spanner. And now that stops them from locking and travelling up with the screw. And if they do, you just spin them back down again. You need clearance to be able to get the second bearing in. Now, depending on how well they're printed, if you looked at the earlier videos, you would have seen that one had collapsed. So now that one's about a millimetre too thick. Try with the next one. Put the nut on, put them to the bottom, clearance to get the bearing on. This time I'll tighten this nut. I'll tighten this top nut. Close that one on. That one is just a bit of a push fit in. As you can see, it's in there. Make sure you got the flanges on the right side. Now, as I've gone to screw it in, the nuts have come loose. And they will only bind, so just use a spanner. Stop your nuts from turning. When the screw hits home, hang on to it, tighten the bottom nut. Tighten the bottom nut down, and then tighten the top nut up. So that distance from there to there is what you have to set your pulley on your stepper motor to. So that one's on. So we'll go back to the other one, put that one down, make sure the screw's under flush. So by crushing the nut against the cone of the plastic has enabled me to get the extra movement. Hang on to that, stop them from spinning. Now you can see why you run the screw into the thread there, because you could not check if you were aligned now, so you do it earlier. So that's nipped up. Tighten this one down. Tighten that one up. So there's the 3 idler bearings done. Next stage now is do the vertical carriage assembly.